Hi, my name is Leo, and today we'll be looking at some pedigrees to try and figure out the methods of inheritance for force sensitivity in the Star Wars universe. So the two phenotypes that we're going to be looking at are force sensitive in orange and not force sensitive in blue. So the first possible method is autosomal dominant. And for this method, all of the force sensitive individuals must have at least one force sensitive parent. And if both parents are not force sensitive, all of their offspring will also not be force sensitive. So all of the blue characters, we know immediately that they will be little a genotype. And for Anakin's father, we're not really sure what his genotype is. Could be big A, could be big A, little a. But since Anakin's mother is little a, we know that he's going to be heterozygous. And the same goes for Luke, Leia, and Ben, because the other half of their parentage are all recessive and do not have the trait. The second method is autosomal recessive, and for this one, the force sensitive characters must have two copies of the gene. So we know immediately that all the force sensitive characters are going to be homozygous recessive. And we also know that for this to continue down the line like it does, that the parents are going to have to be carriers. So we know immediately that they're going to be heterozygous genotype. And since Padme is a carrier, we know that at least one of her parents also has to be a carrier. Um, it could be both of them, but we know at least one of them is a carrier. And for some modes that it could not be, we know for sure that it cannot be Y-linked, because Y-linked is passed down on the Y chromosome, and Leia is force sensitive, so it would not be able to be passed from Anakin to Leia if it was a Y-linked trait. It would only go to Luke. So we know it can't be Y-linked, and we also know that it can't be X-linked dominant, because X-linked dominant traits, if you have a male that is affected, all of their daughters and their mother would also have to be affected. And since Anakin's mother does not have the Force, we know that it cannot be X-linked dominant either.